Hi, you guys. Welcome back. So, welcome to season 5. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so for the new season, I am really trying to sit here when I speak about episode and episode. I want to make sure that I have guests on this season. I get it when I be talking to y'all, it be beautiful. But now this is the time to see how everyone else is feeling. Because, maybe I'm not saying the right stuff, or maybe I'm not targeting everything. So maybe the guests that I have, they can hit it right on the knob. You know what I'm saying? So tonight's episode, I just want to elaborate on the prior episode, Ready or Not, right? So, when I was speaking about if a man is willing to potentially marry a woman that he's dealing with and she comes with baggage, like the family baggage, the friend baggage or whatever, or maybe she was just the type of person at one point in her life she seriously was like a people pleaser. So y'all know how I get down. So let's do personal talk. So at one point in my life, I was a people pleaser. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to be surrounded around a group of people, whether it was family or friends. And I see the way they come in, I see the way they acting or whatever. So I wouldn't authentically be myself because I didn't want someone else to feel uncomfortable or look at me and be like, oh, okay, like she's not welcomed because she does stuff like that and she doesn't move how we move. So I would sit here and like literally change myself to be accepted. First of all, even though I'm talking about women, this is for men as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, male or female, don't put yourself in a situation where you see how everyone else is and you're just like, okay, if I truly disagree with them or if I don't move the way they move, they gonna drop me, they don't want nothing to do with me, none of that. Don't ever do that. Like ever. Don't ever do it because in the process, if you trying to be someone or be something that you're not, you're gonna be awkward. I.e. when I try and sit here and be something that I'm not, it's like the worst thing ever. It is so awkward and yeah. From a person that been through it, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Stay true to you all day, every day, 24/7. If you're surrounded around a group of people or a person or whatever it is, do not change who you are because slowly your mind is going to sit here and be like, oh, okay. So even though you're acting like this type of person or you're changing who you are into this, so when certain situations come up and you got to handle it, don't handle it like the authentic self of you would. Because remember, that's not who you are. You got to handle it like this tough person or whatever you trying to be. You got to handle it like that and deal with whatever come with. You know what I'm saying? So don't do it. Don't do it. Because at that point, people gonna leave you alone because it's gonna be like, all right, she or he just got awkward out of nowhere, it's all right. It's a one and done. There's no redos, no none of that. So don't do it. All right. Despite the whole little breakdown, I wanted to speak out. I wanted to speak for like the women that could potentially come with the baggage. I'm not saying that we have the same baggage or none of that. I'm just saying because I know I have men listeners as well. So I want to sit here and put it out here. If you are a woman or if you're a man listening and you're dealing with a woman that could potentially have this type of baggage, right? Let's take family baggage first. Because with family, all of that baggage, whatever you heard, whatever you seen, that turned into a habit for you. Because if you don't know what's right opposed to what's wrong, how are you supposed to know the difference when the situation comes at hand? You know what I'm saying? And then I really hate it how people sit here and be like, well, you're so and so age. Why don't you understand? Why are you moving like this? You got to understand from where I came from, I didn't know that when a situation comes, that there's an alternate route for me to take or for me to move differently. This is all I seen in my life right now. And if we're supposed to be together, and if it's me and you, and if you see me doing wrong and you realize that, hey, like I'm just starting to see, is this really how you're moving right now? Because we just had a conversation about that. But in the same sense, I don't want the person, that comes with this baggage to sit here and think, it's a habit. So at this point, either take it or leave it. Don't do that. No, because it's like you are an adult. Like you're grown. At some point, you have to sit here and take accountability for it. Like, hey, I grew up in the family and they did stuff like this or they move like that. The person that I'm trying to become, the person that I'm meant to be, or the family that I'm trying to have right now, those habits that my family had or the way they moved, I can't bring that into what I have going on. But now I'm not a man, but I want to sit here and speak to the men in an instance. Like, even if you come across a woman with all of this, just like in the prior episode, does it truly make a difference if you got two different women, right? The first one has all of this family baggage and, having those moments where she's sitting here crying out to you, letting her know, like, hey, I'm really trying to change. I don't want you to think that this is the woman I am. It's just steps. No, I'm going to say that for both of them. Both of the women do it, right? You got number one and you got number two. But with number one, she's talking all this hotness, but she never takes the time to sit here and put the work in and change. And then you got woman two that did the same thing the first one did, but she is taking the time to sit here and change, but she just like mess up one more time. Even though you see the progress with number two and she reverted back to some old ways, would y'all call it a wrap? You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's fair. Because it's like it's me, like personally, and it's just like when I used to be in that mindset and when I used to mess up, I get it. I understand where men or women can come from with that, because it's like I get it, you're sitting here and you're trying to change and you're trying to do better, but how many times are you going to revert back to what you knew, to how you grew up, even though you just said that you're about to sit here and change? You know what I'm saying? Because you got to look at it from both sides. Like, even though you're in a relationship, you're in a marriage, whatever, you're dating somebody, even though you sat here, you broke it down, like, this is what I'm going through and I'm trying to change it. You got to look at the other person. How many times, how many years or months or days or whatever are they going to waste by putting all of their trust in you or all that love that they have for you to sit here and like wait for you to get it together? Ultimately, I don't care how much love there is in the world. Everyone is out here trying to live their best life because, like I always say, we never know when will be our last day here. So it's like it's not fair to that other person. They love the hell out of you. But are you going to sit here and waste their time too, knowing good and well that you're not truly following the steps that you said you were going to take to be a better person, to start your family or whatever you got going on? You can't waste somebody's time because of what you've been through in your life and you're trying to start a family with somebody new. Whatever baggage you have, it has absolutely nothing to do with them. I would say take the time out and figure yourself out before you sit here and try and get in a relationship, before you try and sit here and start a marriage or whatever, because unwillingly knowing that when you start a new venture, if you haven't healed properly, all of that madness that you've been through, you're going to bring it in this relationship or marriage or whatever you got going on until you figure out what the issue is. But I can't even say what the issue is because sometimes it takes a good little minute for you to figure out what the issue is. But if you're sitting here and taking the time out to be a better you, you'll figure it out though. But don't start something new unless you're taking the steps, or you know what I'm saying, you can just feel it. I don't know how to explain it properly, but for me personally, it's like you can feel it and like you can see it, like how you're changing, like the way you used to think, no matter what type of situation it is, just because of the change that you took out to find yourself again, you would just take on any situation and know for a fact, like, I would never handle it like that. Like, I would never talk like that. I don't even think like that no more. That's why I wanted to come on here. You know what I'm saying? Like, as I've been speaking about for all of these seasons, like everyone, like every single person out there, I don't care if you're in a relationship, if you started dating, if you're married, it don't matter. You're not going to be the best you until you figure you out. You come first. Y'all know I always talk about that. You have to make sure you're okay before you start anything. You got to make sure you good, because if you're broken right now, if you don't have it all together, how are you supposed to sit here and be here for somebody or sit here and give someone advice when you don't even know what's going on with you? That sound crazy. Don't do it. That's why when I'm sitting here telling y'all stuff, I don't want y'all to be out there thinking, oh, she thinks she healed and ain't nothing wrong with her. No, it's not that. None of us will be fully healed. I don't care what nobody say out there. We are a work in progress, like every day, like every single day. I'm not about to sit here and tell y'all, yeah, I took the time out and I'm good to go. No, I can sit here and tell you though, I'm better than before. But officially good to go overall? No, not at all. But the way I used to think and the way I used to move, I would never do that again. I would never do it. So I'm just saying, y'all take that time out, find yourselves, heal, sit here and pray. Y'all know I tell y'all to do this all the time. Take the time out to sit here and pray about it and really be serious. Like if you're seriously trying to change yourself, trying to be a better person, sometimes it's okay to just let that person know or let your people know, look, give me a little minute. I gotta get myself together real quick. And, yeah, I'll just find you again. But as always, I really hope that this helps someone out there. Like I said, I really want to have guests on the show. So, y'all got my Instagram, y'all got my TikTok, and my YouTube. If you would like to be a part, just hit me up and let's set something up. Alrighty, you guys. You guys have a great night, and I will speak to you guys next Sunday.